prepare for battle.
Well, I'm prepared for battle, and in the top left, it's our blue Zerg. It is cRoSs.
And top right, the red Protoss. Who's this? Bonyth, that's right.
Who is this? It's just that guy. It's just that guy that always wins BSL. Now, I loaded up the Team Liquid thread because after you said it was wavelet in the winners match, I was like, ho, what's our losers match and deciders match map going to be?
On Heartbreak Ridge.
And let's just say both players definitely want to win here because you do not want to play on Heartbreak Ridge.
Well, unless you're Zerg.
Well, I mean, the game is that map is very weird. There's whole types of stuff that can happen. So you know that they definitely want to get out of this ASAP. And this is going to be the patented Bonyth one gate expand.
Yeah, so no one base here. Again, when the games are pre-played though, you know that your opponent's most likely not seeing the previous games you played, right? So if this was live, then you know cRoSs would have seen Bonyth do that one base versus Hawk. But because these are pre-played, I think you get to keep some of that information. So if Bonyth wanted to, he definitely could have went for a one base here, but we saw against Hulk, he actually went for the one base when he was up a game, feeling comfortable. So probably, you know, when Bonyth really wants to win, maybe he won't necessarily default to that.
Well, this is another 12 hatch opener from cRoSs. And there is the pool. Okay, he was trying to put down the pool up there also in case that one got blocked, but it didn't. So we know that a lot of Zerg players have been going for 11 hatch into 10 pool. But this is going to be a little bit of a greedier opener. I think versus Bonyth in particular, this is quite greedy. We'll see if this will still work out fine. Remember, the first game, Bonyth sniped 2 drones versus Hawk.
Yeah, I mean, it was a massive
Oh
advantage.
man, that's almost dead.
That one drone's almost dead. Bonyth is putting on so much pressure, and to be honest, it's really impressive in this matchup, especially because, you know, as Protoss, you don't want to take too much damage on that probe early on, right? The more damage you take, the easier it is to get to lose it. And if you lose it too early, again, in this matchup, it can be really oppressive, especially against someone like cRoSs. So the fact that he's willing to trade some of its HP to put on some harassment is impressive to me. Here comes the Zealot plus probe combination. Of course, very lethal against drones, but cRoSs microing really well. Oh, he's gonna actually snipe the probe. No, probe is really low though. Does go down, and cRoSs actually saves the low drone. And a lot of mining time though lost.
Yeah, a ton of mining time lost. So sometimes even if you don't get the drone, the fact that you're not mining for like 20 seconds now is worth it. But this Zealot is actually almost dead already. It's already lost all of its shields. I don't think he's going to snipe a drone this time. You can see that he's trying to find the weakened one. There isn't a second weakened one because that was used to build the extractor. Look at that, he just popped and goes. Oh, he gets caught, and he does get taken down. So not the biggest damage that we've seen from Bonyth Zealots.
Yeah, that was beautifully played there from cRoSs to
there we go.
Not only not lose any of the drones, but he also built drones behind this, so he didn't make lings. I think probably cRoSs recognized that this was 20 Nexus, right? Like just the one Zealot Nexus or 18 Nexus, whatever it is. Sometimes it's a 2 Zealot Nexus, and that tends to be a bit more aggressive. But oh yeah, this was definitely an 18 Nexus where Bonyth kind of just expanded behind it. So
oh, he let him in. You had one job, Lings, and that was to not let the probe get in. I don't know how you don't just leave 2 Lings on the ramp. Yeah. It just waltzes in and sees everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, okay, Mihai, you played Zerg for a while. If this scenario happens, do you still commit to it, or are you transitioning out of it?
No, you definitely make the Hydras here. I mean, there's no point not to. But it is a tough spot because now I'm surprised Bonyth, you know, if you're Protoss in this situation, you actually want to pressure with your Zealots because if you move out with your Zealots, of course, cRoSs sees it with his Overlord. He has to respect them, so he's making lings, which again delays his drone count, so he can't get up to the saturation that he wants to get up to as quickly. He has to make these lings to deal with the zealots first, then he can start making hydras, which buys Protoss a lot of time. And Bonyth does recognize that this is, again, 973, so he's electing to skip his Stargate and go straight Citadel. And if you're Zerg, you have to commit to all in here. You cannot, against Citadel first, you cannot kind of do the fake the like fake all in into macro, because then you only make like 6, maybe 7, 8 hydras, and they get cleaned up by the zealots with speed early on. So cRoSs has to all in. He definitely has an opening though, because essentially those 3 zealots did absolutely nothing, and he has no more zealots. So if cRoSs makes only hydras from here on, the 3 hatchery production should easily outpace the 3 gateway production.
Yeah, but cRoSs lost his Overlord outside of the natural, so he's supply blocked, and then if there was a Templar Archive, ET could save the day. We see that there is no Templar Archive, but I'm just saying that could have been a possibility. 4 gate for Bonyth right now. Forward gate, obviously, is in the danger zone. Could get picked off once range kicks in. Or might just get picked off right now.
Yeah, I mean, cRoSs, he's so supply blocked. You can see his resources shooting up. He has to make hydra. I think he's pulling his larva to just see what's up. But if he makes a hatchery here, if he makes like any drones rather, I mean, I think he can afford a hatchery, but if he makes any drones, I think the game is over. You can see Bonyth trying to buy time for that +1. That +1 is a huge upgrade. It's going to help him so much in fighting these hydralists. And it's really risky. You can see Bonyth's cannon positioning, actually. Those 2 cannons hugging the forge, they do help in defending it right now, but it's really easy to dive on top of those with the hydras, actually. Generally, you would see Zerg kind of snipe the gate and forge first before diving in, if the cannons are placed kind of more to the back. But in this case, he can dive in before sniping those 2 buildings. But cRoSs is taking his time, and that actually lets Bonyth finished +1 weapons and leg speed. Where are cRoSs' hydras? He has a bunch of supply. Finally gets a group of hydralists here. This is going to be really close, man. He is committing to this hydralist production. He's not making any drones, just non-stop hydras. +1 is finished, so that's going to help Bonyth, but well, he does have 5 gates, so actually really well done from Bonyth to basically just increase his production behind this.
Yeah, but I think Bonyth now realizes that this is an all-in, so he's starting to build up more cannons. Actually, he's only built 4. Okay, layer behind this. We'll see what cRoSs he wants to do with this, whether it's going to be like lurkers or muta switch. But yeah, 4 gates are still done for Bonyth right now, so he's still got a lot of production. And Bonyth must suspect that this could be a switch because he's got a Stargate coming.
I think cRoSs kind of messed up really hard. He had like 3 overlords in production. He afforded this 4th hatchery rather. I mean, he has a lot of hydras. Honestly, Protoss should be dead here, but I think cRoSs kind of just just didn't make as many hydras as he could have. He's gonna go here for this attack, but so many cannons warping in. Again, we know that Bonyth is on 5 gateway production, but the zealots do eventually die. That's Templar, that's not zealots! And they don't have speed, they don't have storm. But just not enough hydras just yet to break this front. And I mean, it's going to be so close, man. Storm's not done yet.
Yeah, but Storm is moments away. Here come those hydras. There needs to be like 10 more seconds for the energy to build up. But the cannons are just so strong. A lot of the hydras have taken a lot of hits too. So they're just getting beaten down. Or actually, Storm is about a couple seconds away. But Lair is finished. I don't see any lair type of upgrades coming in. No lurkers, no spire anywhere, no anything. And that's actually a drone cycle from cRoSs, yeah. So he's going to try and transition out of this.
Yeah, cRoSs realizes there's no busting the Protoss. When you see those 3 Templar walk down the ramp, and you know you can't kill the Protoss, it's just, as much as you would want to try, you just can't bust Storm Cannon with any amount of hydras at this point in the game. So I mean, making drones is the only option he has, but he's so far behind. I mean, you know, that being said, Protoss does not have the biggest probe count, but he has like what, like 6 gate now versus basically 4 hatcheries. Okay, just 4 gates for now. So actually double forge.
Well, Protoss had to pull a lot of probes for a long time to save
Yeah.
his naturals, so he doesn't have as many probes, he doesn't have as many gates, and cRoSs is still okay in workers. It's 31 to 39, but he does need to cycle or get another cycle pretty soon because he definitely needs to catch up. There is the Lurker aspect, and Spire is about to finish too, so Stairs are going to be constantly built. He doesn't want to lose his Templars.
Yeah. Well, you know, as this game is progressing here, Lurker aspect is on the way, and there's no robotics being made just yet for Protoss. So cRoSs might have a bit of breathing room up ahead here if he can get some Lurkers out in time for this defense. But Bonyth is building up his Templar count. He's up to 5. Doesn't have too many Zealots, and again, doesn't have too many gateways. You can see he's actually making probes to try and catch up to that 40-something count that you would ideally want to have off of 2 bases. But likewise, cRoSs also has a lot of drones, but he has to make those hatcheries, man. He has to get up to 5 hatch, 6 hatch, which they are on the way. So actually,
I think cRoSs done it, man. He's about to have Lurkers, he's about to have 6 hatch, and
yeah.
the standing army of Protoss is not that big. Like, once even like 4 Lurkers come out, he should be able to hold this attack.
Oh, but that Overlord is gonna... Okay, that Overlord dies!
Oh, he got supply blocked!
Yeah, and he,
luckily
he does have 2 Lurkers on the way, so he should be fine.
Yeah, he will be fine. Of course, Bonyth doesn't know this, so he would have had to instantly attack, right, if he had gotten, if cRoSs had gotten supply block. But as you mentioned, the Robo is, I think it's okay timing for how the game is unfolded. 5th gate is, or the gateway count is surprisingly low, but we can see Bonyth's probe count. Well, actually, the probe count is perfect, sitting at 44 right now.
Yeah. Bonyth, I don't think will be able to end the game anytime soon, because those 2 Lurkers will buy so much time until observers are out. But likewise, I think, given this map, Protoss has an easy time actually taking a 3rd from this position. I think if he can the top part, it'll be very easy for him to defend.
Oh my gosh, it's hold position. They're on stop. They're on stop. He wants to chew through all these Zealots and little... Oh, he snipes the Templar. Almost. It's so low, he still manages to get off a Storm. That's great crisis management for Bonyth, but he does snipe the 2nd Templar. And look at how low those Zealots are now.
I think that was almost slightly premature for cRoSs. I think if he had waited an extra second, really waited for Zealots to commit onto the Hydras, then there'd be no turning back for Bonyth. I think that would have been way better, but even then, he does clean all these Zealots up. And behind this, I mean, Protoss' supply is plummeting relative to the Zerg. They're getting even here. Zerg has 6 hatcheries. Protoss still warping in his 7th and 8th gate. I think those 2 extra gates, 3 extra gates here. So, my god, dude, cRoSs has a huge tempo advantage here, despite the fact that, basically, I think Bonyth had such a good opener to, like, survive there against Bonyth, or against cRoSs.
Yeah, the gateways are just too late. A lot of times you see Bonyth already on 8 gate, sometimes even 9 gate, or he's taking the 3rd base, but
yeah,
he just completed his 6th and 7th gateway. This is way too late, and now Zerg is going to be able to set up a huge Lurker contain, and the Hydras have great upgrades too, and there's no 3rd base for Bonyth. Like, it'd be different if he took a 3rd base and got contained. I mean, it would still be horrible position, but at least he'd have a lot of income coming in. But now, I mean, he doesn't have any Zealots either. Okay, well, you can't suicide those.
Yeah, I can't lose those Lurkers. Look at the supply, man. I'm getting flashbacks to, well, kind of. I mean, this is a much different game. But Boa versus Gornich from whatever, what was it, last week? Where Gornich just had a massive contain here onto the Protoss. And it was on this map, and I feel like it's the same situation here. I can't see, and the difference is that cRoSs actually has a massive economy behind this. He has, it's not like the 5 hatch, like basically super all in. No. cRoSs has 6 hatcheries, has all his upgrades going, has a decent drone count. You know, could be a bit higher, but there's gonna be so many units. That being said, Bonyth, look at that. You know, we were watching Tech play against cRoSs. on Ascension, and I was mentioning he doesn't have that many Dragoons for being like 160 supply. And Bonyth, though, this game you can see just mass goons. This is what you need, just a huge Dragoon composition. And Goon Templar can be surprisingly cost-effective.
Well, that was not cost effective. Those Lurkers just dealt so much damage to those frontal goons, and there's so many weak goons now that we may see like 4 or 5 pop instantly. The Storm are pretty good, but the dodging is equally good. Look at that Lurker field. There's just no way you can get out of it. Now that's an amazing Storm, but he's popping a couple of the popping a couple of the observers, gets a couple more Dragoons. I'd like to see like a small drone cycle from cRoSs in case this doesn't work. He'll have killer econ, but he's still pretty much even in supply. Bonyth, he's trying to push out right now. I think if he doesn't get out here, this is going to be cRoSs's game.
Yeah, he has to get out here because also his main and natural are running dry 15, 16 minutes into the game. Nice Storm, but you can see just that's all that's left of the Protoss units now. And it's just like one control group of goons, and the Storms are still on point, but as the unit count whittles down, Zerg gets increasingly more efficient with these Hydras. The Archon does finish though. That's going to tank a lot of damage, and another round of Dragoons comes in to supplement the standing army of Bonyth. So quickly glancing at the supply, Protoss is actually getting into a better situation, but again, he's on a timer. He has to get out before his main runs out. Goons are engaging the Hydra Lurker composition. That was a fat Storm, but you know, the Hydra's still standing firm here.
Yeah, I thought that those Storms were actually going to turn the tide in favor of cRoSs, but that's not something you want to see. Protoss is mined out in their main, so this is make or break for Bonyth. He's going to go for it again. Zealous in the front, taking so many hits from the Lurkers, of course. Goons in the back, trying to range them down, but the Hydras are soaking up a lot of the shots, and supplies are actually in favor of Bonyth right now. Up 20. Did cRoSs fizzle out?
It's really close because, like you said, I mean, Zerg does not have extra drones behind this. I don't think he went up to 7 hatcheries. He's still on 6 hatchery production. So this is all or nothing for both players. cRoSs is betting on Protoss just not being able to take a third base. He is mined out. This is basically getting to, that's it. I mean, Bonyth has maybe 1 or 2 more pushes to go. He's going to pull the trigger here. Still has a lot of goons, a lot of Templar. Hydras, though, are connecting on top of the goons, but half of them do die to Storm. More Hydras coming in, but I feel like Bonyth is going to barely break out.
Oh my gosh, he's got 3-2. Holy smokes, and Zerg is just at 0-1. Now, you would think, like, okay, he busted out. What is Zerg thinking? Like, oh my gosh, +2 just kicked in for cRoSs, so a massive power spike for Bonyth kicks in, but not for cRoSs. Now, Bonyth has a massive, or a pretty strong army, but remember, cRoSs still has 3 base econ. Bonyth is mined out, like, he's not mining now, so this is kind of all he has for now. I think he should just fall back, right? Like, well, maybe he's gonna push it.
I think this is a massive lead to have this kind of upgrade advantage against Zerg, and he's just gonna go. He doesn't even care that he doesn't have Storm because his gateway units are so much stronger than they should be. Lurkers do finish, but Storm comes in. Fat Storm on top of a bunch of Hydras and Lurkers, and that second Storm connects with the rest of the Lurkers. The goons standing firm here because of their massive upgrades, just completely shredding through the Zerg units. And cRoSs, oh man, this game kind of slipped away from him. Bonyth kind of, I mean, we did mention the early double forge, Nyokin, but it really came into play this game.
Well, it's not over yet, because you would think, like, okay, well, there's rallied forces coming, but actually now Bonyth is sending. I thought he didn't have any reinforcements coming, and somehow Bonyth is actually going to win this game. You can see supplies have plummeted for cRoSs. It's at 55 to 98, and Bonyth, he's gonna steal this away from cRoSs. I thought for sure that contain was gonna work.
Yeah, GG.